morning. Today I will be speaking or giving my reaction to one of Dr. Martin Luther King's speeches, one of his essays. Um, the one that I've chosen uh, is his essay on the purpose of education, which was one of his first essays. Was written in 1947 and printed in the Maroon Tiger, a which was a school newspaper at his college, Morehouse College, back in 1947. Um, this essay, The Purpose of Education, really is a call to action to any and every educated mind. Um, okay, Dr. King starts off by pointing out the problems with the mindset that people have about education, or people who are attaining an education have about education and what to do with it. As he states, some of his peers, he and some of his peers were talking, and just the views that they had, I guess, disturbed him. Some saw their education as a means to trample over the masses, as he says, or uh, to attain some type of nobility for yourself. But I think the main thing that Dr. King was trying to get across, that it's not about self and it's not about trampling over the masses and self nobility, but actually turning around and helping your community, or helping uh, wherever you can with the education and the things that you have attained from getting your education. Um, Dr. King also states that education should enable our minds to effective and critical thinking, which allows us to maneuver all of the propaganda and lies and half truths that are out in the world back then and today. Even today, I believe there's more propaganda and maybe less prejudice, but definitely more propaganda and definitely more half truths. So attaining an education really helps you to be more mindful of certain things, or to really open your eyes to things that we're normally fed every day and we normally believe every day. Um, Getting an education, as Dr. King states, um, will allow you to distinguish or to discern truth from false, the real from the unreal, and facts from fiction. Um, but that critical thinking education does not encompass what a full education is, or what the full potential of education can go to. Um, in fact, someone who does not cherish and combine morals with that education is just an intellectual being that doesn't really help the nation around them or the people around them, but they're just more so just a tool, I guess. One example that Dr. King gave was a man by the name of Eugene Talmadge. Um, Eugene Talmadge was a highly educated, highly decorated man. He was a graduate of the University of Georgia with a degree in law, a member of Phi Beta Kappa. Um, he went on to hold several political positions, even the governor of Georgia, more than once. But um, Governor Talmadge was an open with his racism, uh, and that he also had hatred for the poor, or he lashed out on blacks and the poor. Um, so these two handicaps, his hatred for the poor and his hatred for the blacks, really handicapped him as a governor or even as an educated man to help. Instead of lashing out at the blacks and the poor, he could have turned around and helped with the education that he had attained. Um, and this, if he would have done that, that would have been combining his intelligence with his character. Um, and when you do those things, when you combine intelligence with character, you achieve what Dr. King stated was a complete education. Uh, he states that this complete education not only give us the power of concentration, but also worthy objectives to concentrate on. It also will open our minds and transmit to us the accumulated knowledge of social living, relieving us of a one race mind. When you combine when you combine your intelligence with your character, with the moral mindset, it then opens another door. Just as education itself opened the door from the time that you didn't have it to the time that you gained it, combining that newfound education with a moral mindset, a mindset full of good character, a mindset ready to help by any means to anyone who needs it, gives you that complete education. Um, Dr. King concludes this essay with another warning to his fellow students and to even the teachers to be careful not to fall into the traps and fall into misusing your education. Um, but I will conclude by urging you, beseeching you to grasp the complete education and to help out, whether it be with community or in whatever case you can. Thanks. Have a nice day.